This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms and war and of evil and of pestilence. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson off by giving all the honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful elect that are out there diligently pushing His word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, this is your brother Kazak Tazabah coming at you once again through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right. So I had come across an article from the People's Voice. Okay, and it says that the WHO orders governments to prepare for mega lockdowns due to a deadly MP strain. Okay. So here you have one of the, representatives for the WHO, WHO, okay, pretty much claiming to get ready for the next major lockdown. All right. And we've all experienced a lockdown before, going back to 2020 during the whole C-19 situation. Okay. And now that was just, that was just a trial run, a test period to see how people responded. And over the course of the last 4 years, they have, think tanks and come together and been trying to figure out ways to enforce, their global agenda. All right. So this new strain, okay, this new pestilence that's about to arise, okay, which it already has, it primarily started over there in Africa, okay, and according to another source, it's reached United States, okay, and I'm going to bring out an article, speaking on that. Okay, it says there's going to be a strong likelihood for another lockdown. All right, and we all know how what happened with those lockdowns, man. People wasn't really compliant. Okay, yeah, for a little bit, people were staying in the house, but even then, people was having parties. They was having C-19 parties. You know what I'm saying? But now they're gonna try to incorporate some type of militarized or police force, task force to for order and discipline. All right, so that people comply. All right, because it's going to happen all over again, because people aren't, they're not going to put up with it, only because they've been through it. We've all been through it, and people was they was over it, man. But the one thing about the whole C-19 situation was that, you really didn't know you had it. You know what I'm saying? You could have been, quote unquote, having it, right? And you not having any symptoms, or you not showing any signs of it. Okay. Now, granted, there were some, because I believe I had it. You know what I'm saying? It took away my smell and my taste for like a whole week. You know what I'm saying? And that had never happened before, But this one, okay, if you've seen some of the images and the pictures of what this looks like, man, this is like, it's visible. All right. And there's no, denying it. When you see it, you'll know. Okay. And that's going to bring another level of fear on people, man. Okay, so who knows what's going to happen, how it's all going to play out. But it's definitely something to keep your eye out on. Okay. Now, you see some of the countries, It says more than 100 cases have been confirmed in neighboring countries. All right. The Dominican Republic of the Congo. Okay. And it says, so what do we do about this new strain? Well, first of all, we are being told that it is a much higher death rate. Now, obviously, you know, after the whole C-19, everybody was, required, okay, to get the whole, the venom, okay, the juice, all right, and people who got it, and this is just me speaking as a man, but I believe that a lot of these new strains that are arising is because of those who got the the snake juice. All right, this is the result of it. They've been putting up these 5G towers all around the world. Okay, maybe that's just them cranking those things up, and this is people being activated. The things that are in their bodies are being activated, causing them to have these side effects, right? And now they just title it and put a name on it, all right, and say, oh, it's this, okay? It says, secondly, it appears it is much easier to spread than the strain that quickly circulate over the planet in 2022, okay? It says it could be spread via sexual contact. It said it all can also be spread without any, right? So, in other words, they're coming up with these different, ways to try to put fear into people. All right. Now, I do want to bring out this because this is just showing that it has reached the United States. It's reached Babylon. Okay. It says Mpox. Man, this is probably going to get struck, but it says the MP detected in California wastewater, right? It says it's been detected in San Francisco's wastewater after it was declared a public health emergency of international concern by the WHO. Okay, so, hey man, expect another lockdown. All right, we've been the brothers, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, have been, speaking on this matter for years. Okay. And now we're at a point where, we're coming up on, the election. It's election year. Okay. And they're going to try to do anything to postpone, either Kamala or Trump to be in office. Okay. Because they want the leaders of the, the WHO and, those other global quote unquote leaders, right, to be in charge, calling all the shots. That's what they really want, okay, to bring forth their one world global agenda. All right. It says, while there is not currently a rise of the MP in San Francisco, it continues to circulate in areas in the United States. Okay. So this is ultimately judgment for this place, man. All right. It says the wickedness of this place has reached into the heavens. All right. Therefore, the Lord is starting to plague this place, man. But this is what was prophesied for, throughout history. Okay. Our ancient forefathers spoke on this matter, that the Lord was going to plague this place like ancient Egypt. Even Yahushua spoke of these things. Okay. Matthew 24. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right, pestilences being the culprit here, the point. All right, it says all these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, so this is just the beginning of what we know to be the worst time in the history of mankind, known as Jacob's trouble. All right, but these things have to happen first. All right, there is an order. Everything that the Lord has set up is in order. Okay, this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So just as in the days of old, okay, when the Lord plagued Egypt, right? You know, had boils, they had, pestilences, you know, locusts, frogs, the death of the firstborn, all these things overtook Egypt, and it got so bad to the point where they didn't want us around, because we were bringing, us being in their presence, us being in the grasp, in the grips of Egypt. It was bringing all this judgment upon them. So Pharaoh got to a point where he was just like, just go, right? And the Lord put a spirit on him to pursue Israel, all right, and try to go out with a bang. And what happened to him and his army? They were destroyed, right? It says, verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Okay, so this is the punishment of the world. All that had their hands in the captivity of Yahweh Shem Shai's chosen people. All right, they have touched the apple of his eye. Therefore, the Lord is starting to show his wrath. Okay, and it's going to get really bad. Okay, imagine seeing a whole bunch of people with these boils and these, the MP all over their body. Okay, that's going to be that's a bad day, man. Let's get and this is all based off of their their wicked and evil ways, man. Okay, and it's really going to start with Jake, man. All right, because according to 1 Peter 4:17, the judgment's going to start with the house of the Most High. All right, so all these momos going around popping one another. All right, being wicked as all hell. Okay, stubborn. All right, because Jake is a hard-headed, stiff-necked people. What are they going to be? They're going to be the ones that's going to cause, martial law and shit like that, man. Because they hey, Jake don't listen, man. They just don't listen. And that's something that's been, that's a common thing for ages, man, for generations. Jake is hard-headed. That's why you think the Lord had to tell Moses to, pretty much repeat himself time and time again with the laws, and the commandments. Okay, the Lord had to constantly repeat himself because Jake just could not get it right. And to this day, man, and that's why they're going to have to, it's going to take something drastic for Jake to finally freaking get it, man. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 29 and start at verse 15. But because of ye have said, the Lord have raised us up prophets in Babylon. Know that thus saith the Lord, the King that sitteth upon the throne of David, and all the people that dwelleth in the city, and of your brethren that are not gone forth with you into captivity. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will send upon them the sword, the famine, and the pestilence, and will make them like vile figs that cannot be eaten. They are so evil, you see. Our people are evil. Okay, the people of this land, the people, our people have taken on the ways of Esau. All right, so the Lord is going to send all these things upon this place, man. Okay, it's going to shake everybody up. It says, and I will persecute them with the sword, with the famine and the pestilence, and will deliver them to be removed to all the kingdoms of the earth, to be a curse and an astonishment and hissing and reproach among all the nations whither I have driven them, because they have not. And this is the point, because like I said earlier, they're stubborn. They don't listen. It says, because they have not hearkened to my words, saith the Lord. Plain and simple. Jake don't want to listen to correction. Jake don't want to get right, because he's comfortable in a life of sin, right? And because the script, the scriptures go into, because the judgment doesn't execute speedily, you know, they think that they can continue, loosely paraphrasing. I think that's in Ecclesiastes around the 11th chapter, right? It says, because they have not hearkened to my word, saith the Lord, which I sent unto them by my servants the prophets, rising up early and sending them, but ye would not hear, saith Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? So they're not listening, man. We'll the men of the Lord, the prophets are going to be out there only for a limited time, okay? We're not going to be out there much longer, trying to get Jake to get it, man, okay? At this point, the prophets are just speaking, to the elect, We're just at this point, we're just feeding each other, feeding the flock, okay? When brothers watch other brothers, camps, we're being fed, and vice versa, because other brothers watch other brothers' camps, and it just circulates, and we just feed each other at this point. Yeah, you're going to have some come in, here a little, there a little, but as a whole, as for the most part, man, ain't nobody watching these peons and these 2/3, man, they're not watching our videos. And if they do, it's through so they can scoff and talk shit, right? But scriptures goes into how every idle word will be taken into account. Okay. And I want to get one more in Ezekiel 28 and yep. Okay, this is Ezekiel 28 and 20. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Zidon and prophesy against it. All right, Zidon being one of those Hamitic, all right, nations, right? It says, and say, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, I am against thee, O Zidon, and I will be glorified in the midst of thee, and they shall know that I am the Lord. When I shall have executed judgments in her, and shall be sanctified in her, for I will send into her pestilence, and blood into her streets, and the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon every side, upon her on every side, and they shall know that I am the Lord. All right, and we're seeing the judgments over there in those nations, in those countries, it was talking about where the countries at. Let's see, I think it's up here. Yep. So originally, all the confirmed cases of the strain were limited to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, but now more than 100 cases have been confirmed in neighboring countries: Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda. All right, and amongst a few more. All right, but these Zidon, okay, these Hamitic nations are taking a really big hit right now. Okay, but soon, all right, that will come to America, in which it already has, but it's only going to increase and expanding and get worse. All right, so expect another lockdown, man. The next lockdown is on its way, and it's coming. Okay, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and with that, I want to give honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Raha Kodash, and until next time, Shalom.